Ever since I was a child, I have studied in the way of the Ocarina of Time. I have trained in this game to perfect my gaming style. And today, I will pass my knowledge on to you. So, everyone tells me it sounds like I'm saying Oak Arena, but I'm just trying to say Ocarina, which is a perfectly normal thing to do. Unlike the people who tell me it's pronounced Awk Arena, I don't know. But I'm sure most people who grew up playing it, you probably had a very similar experience to what I did on the schoolyard, where kids would always ask each other because like no one knew. And for me, it's like, well, I don't want to ask another kid because they're just as stupid as I am. So I went one step up from an elementary school child and I asked an old Italian woman. Now, she was crazy, so I don't know how accurate anything she said was. For example, she said an ocarina is actually an old Italian instrument, so who knows. But she told me it's pronounced ocarina. So, I just took her word for it, and ever since, I've been saying it like an idiot. But much like a sexy Italian chef, I do have something cooked up that I want to show you. So everyone knows about The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Now, you can tell it's a 90s game because you play as Link, you collect materia, then you grow up and collect Pogs. So normally in the game, you start off as young Link, and like 40% into the game, you become adult Link. You can grow up and then, you can go back and forth. But sometimes, like, I'm in a rush, okay? So I need to start off as adult Link. So the intro starts up and check it out. I'm all grown up. I think it just makes it funnier because Mido won't let me pass, even if I have the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield. Like, come on, man. Link, you're an adult. Punch this kid's face off. You know what? Whatever. If Minor League Mido won't let me pass, I'll just have to start off in a timeline where his village is destroyed. Check it out. Beginning of the game, I'm still young Link, only now I'm in the adult timeline. So let's start with the namesake item of the game, the Ocarina of Time. I've seen a lot of people over the years play a lot of music on it. You can go online, you can see people using it to play like classic rock songs, TV theme music, anime music and stuff. Really cool stuff. But I wanted to show my technique where I'm able to manipulate what the item actually sounds like. So, to show you what I mean, let me use a Song of Storms. Want to know what other sounds I can manipulate? This might sound weird, but Link's voice. I can make adult Link sound like young Link. And vice versa. Before I forget, I can also disable the annoying beeping sound that plays when your health is too low. Now, I do want to be honest about something in this game that always annoyed me, and that is young Link can only wear, like, the default green tunic. Now, much like a chameleon, I've been playing this game long enough where I was able to train my body to change my tunic colors to match my environment. And to quote the song Karma Chameleon by Culture Club, karma, 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 karma chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. Red, gold, and green, red, gold, and green. Now, I'm not going to show every color, but here's just a few examples of what I can do. So let's start with the other tunics. I can equip them, and their effects to negate heat and breathe underwater do work even as a child. Here's some of the custom colors like black, chocolate, purple, yellow, Ultra Instinct. Basically, I can do all of his colors from like Super Smash Brothers, like all the different variants and stuff, just not Shadow Link, unfortunately. And not only that, but each color has like a few different shades you can actually pick. Which reminds me, you know what else I can equip as young Link that's pretty cool? I can equip the big Goron sword. And the Master Sword, but it doesn't look as cool. I can equip the Mirror Shield as well, only it's invisible. Also, I can equip the Hover Boots and Iron Boots as a kid, which reminds me, what is the worst part of the Water Temple? If you said it's confusing, you are wrong. It's having to equip the Iron Boots on and off. Like, don't come at me with that. I'm just going to use the D-pad. In fact, I can switch between all three shoes or tunics and shit with the D-pad. Plus, I can make the Hover Boots hover last forever and ever. In my many years of playing this game, I've trained to the point where I've been sort of pushed past my limits. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, what's the highest amount of hearts you can get in this game? If you said 20, you are wrong again. As you can see, I've trained my body to take more damage than the average Link. I found a way to have my health go even further beyond. Too bad the double defense doesn't cover the extra hearts. But at least the save file on the main menu has a whole bunch of hearts on it. So there are some items in this game like the Lens of Truth or the Fairy Fountain items that require magic. Of course, magic doesn't come cheap for a lot of people, and certain items require it. The thing is, I don't require magic to use magic items. You know what? Let's take this a step further. Since my magic is free, why don't I make my ammo free? Unlimited bombs, arrows, slingshots, everything. Now, I always hear rappers saying the same thing. More money, more problems. But that isn't true, is it? Because on the next song, the rapper's just gonna turn around and brag about how much money he has. And I can sort of understand where they're coming from, to be honest. The reason a lot of rappers have money is because of the technique that I taught them. Basically, when you buy stuff, just don't hand the rupees over. As you can see, mine won't decrease. So what is everyone's favorite item in Tony Hawk Ocarina of Time? That's right, the long shot. Technically the hook shot, but the long shot's a lot better. For you viewers who don't know what the long shot is, it's basically an item that lets you latch onto wooden things within range. Now, unfortunately, in school, we were never taught what wood is. I don't know where to find wood, I don't know how to tell what wood is, and it's been very difficult for me growing up playing this game, not knowing how to tell what's woodable. So when I played Orcish Arena as a kid, not knowing what's woodish, I decided to perfect my long shot technique, so now I can latch onto anything. Whether it really is wood, probably not wood. One thing this game did was create these little crawl spaces. Basically, young Link is small enough to get through, but adult Link isn't. It's a good way to sort of block off child-only areas. But because my body has contracted so much due to how tight and muscular it is, I can fit through there as an adult. Which reminds me, I found a way to use some items that you're not supposed to use when you're older or younger. It may be invisible, but I can use the boomerang as an adult. It's almost as fun as using an invisible Megaton hammer as a kid. And if I use the bow as a kid, it takes slingshot ammo, whereas if I use the slingshot as an adult, it takes bow ammo. Also, for anyone who hasn't seen my Power of Rock video, I'll link to it in the end, but check this out. I can fly. Now, you can't control your horizontal movement as easily as I'd like, but this does work pretty well. Now, I know a lot of people in the gaming community always make jokes about how Link must come across as some sort of twink berserker, running into people's homes and smashing all their pots, their boxes, their vases. Vase or vase? Ocarina or Arena? Deku or Deku? Who knows? Now, in Japan, it's a perfectly normal thing to run into somebody's home and smash a whole bunch of things. In fact, there's a Japanese restaurant I treat the same way. As for Japanese customs, this game doesn't allow you to use your weapons in someone's home. Now, I found a way to use items anywhere, but to be honest, this never really comes in handy. Now, anybody remember this key minigame? You have to guess which chest has the key in order to continue? Well, you guessed it. Not only can I give myself all the keys to this, but I can give myself all the keys and stuff, maps, boss keys to all the dungeons. Like this minigame, I can just walk in, go through the doors, and get a free heart piece. Now, a lot of people don't know that you can go to the Temple of Time after beating the Deku Tree. Now, there's no point. You only have one spiritual stone, and you don't have the Song of Time or the Ocarina of Time, so there's no point. And then there's this wall here, and walls usually stop people from passing. However, I've learned to harness and focus my body's molecular structure in order to phase through solid materials. Even floors. I can slide through the ground to access warp points below. So, who's everyone's favorite mini-boss in this game? Say it with me, kids. Shadow Link. That's right. So why not fight him at the Temple of Time? Or even Kokiri Forest. Why not ruin your day? It's not like life isn't going to ruin your day anyways. At this point, why not just go crazy and spawn the R-Wing from Star Fox? So Link is known to be a little bit slow. You know what I mean? When you play this game, more often than not, you're pressing the roll button because you want to get around faster. But pressing the A button constantly gets tiring. Instead, I've just improved my running speed so I can run faster than normal. I just trained so much in this game that Link can go pretty fast. You know what? I wish I could capture the feeling of anime when I'm playing this game. You know what I'll do? I'll just change my dub. Yeah, I'll just change the text to Japanese. I don't know how well it works because I don't know what they're saying, but there's less text, meaning I can get through dialogue a lot faster. If you pay attention to the techniques I'm showing you, you can do some pretty funny things in this game. For example, hiding my equipment. I mean, it's there, it's equipped, and when I use my sword you can see it, but just walking around and stuff, everything's hidden. Speaking of equipment, in these older Zelda games, I really wish there was a way to carry items over on subsequent playthroughs. Basically, New Game Plus. But they don't have that in this game, unfortunately. It seems Nintendo don't, but I do. I'll just start the game with all my equipment. I can just make my own New Game Plus. Like, after collecting 100 Skulltulas, I don't really want to keep doing that. Now, on New Game Plus, I can just get the Giant's Wallet on my first trip to Kakariko Village. As you can tell, there's a lot of different techniques you can use to manipulate this game. In the description of this video, I put down all my techniques. They're all there. All the GameShark codes that I use for this video, plus a few I think people might like. Now, over the years, I've gone to a lot of websites, Reddit posts, forums, comments, blah blah blah, documenting GameShark codes for this game. Now, I use version 1.2. It depends on your cartridge, your hardware, blah blah blah. Some codes will work, some won't. It's sometimes a bit random. Even the codes that say they're for a certain version, they may work, they may not. So it's a lot of trial and error. If there are any codes that you're curious about that aren't in the description, if you're wondering about certain codes, what else you can do, blah blah blah, things that aren't in the video, let me know in the comments. I'll try my best to answer it, and I have a lot of codes that I can't fit in the description. So if you're curious about any, comment down below and I'll do my best to try to answer it. I feel like this video is just a tip of the iceberg in terms of what you can do with GameShark codes. I always wanted to find a way to fundamentally change the gameplay experience. So I feel I came close to being able to change the gameplay experience and how I fundamentally play the game by using my Power of Rock technique and my New Game Plus technique. But I'm always on the lookout for a new way to experience this game, to play this game, whether it's randomizers, GameShark codes, whatever. And it's unfortunate because I am working on a new technique, but I unfortunately didn't get it done in time for this video.
Next time on Yo It's L.
It may have taken me a while, but I finally perfected my newest ultimate technique. These fools have no idea what's possible in this game.
L has to beat Ocarina of Time. Only this time, he has to play using the jumping and climbing mechanics from Breath of the Wild. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on L's next adventure in Breath of the Tears of the Ocarina of Time. That was the best name we could come up with.